Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Relatively Gaming Podcast. My name is Turn-Based TJ, and I'm joined, aka TJ, and I'm joined by my wonderful, splendiferous, exceptional host, co-host, Enigma 9011, aka Bret, and also One Moose, aka Artemoose. How are you
Yay!
all doing?
He is enjoying his little head pats right now, as you could barely hear me because he's in front of the microphone. I'm doing good. TJ, how are you?
I'm doing very good. It did take every muscle in my southern body not to say y'all and say you all instead, but I'm here. We're surviving. We're moving on. I'm doing really good. But yeah, this is a Relatively Gaming Podcast. We talk a lot about gaming news here, obviously. We talk about what we've been playing. We have a dreaded mystery section, and then we talk about some future games that we're excited about playing. Um, yeah, there's a lot of fun new stuff in the zeitgeist this week. So Brett, why don't you start us off with the news? What caught your eye this week?
Sure, I feel like I have a bunch of news, and we'll see how much of it was spoiled for you. Let's start with San Diego Comic-Con, and hopefully one you didn't get spoiled on, because this is the big one, TJ. Did you know that Marvel Tokon announces its first DLC character, and it's Phoenix Cyclops? By your expression, it looks like you got spoiled, so fuck.
I saw a video this morning from Maximilian Dude where he was reacting to the
Damn it, Max. Ruined everything.
Phoenix Cyclops. But no, I was so excited when I saw that. Oh my gosh, is this exciting? Do you know much about Phoenix Cyclops at all, or?
I know a little bit because he was in a Marvel Snap event and he's like imbued with the Phoenix Force, but outside of that, not too much. You want to share what you know?
Yeah, I don't know that much. I've not actually read the comic events that he's in, the Phoenix Cyclops, but I have watched, there was like a comic books explained guy on YouTube that I used to watch a long time ago,
Yeah.
and he explained, this is before I had access to a lot of comic books, so I wanted to know the story of Avengers versus X-Men, because I thought that was a cool comic event. And during the Avengers versus the X-Men, that is when the Phoenix Force gets split into, I think it's five pieces, and gets spread amongst some of the X-Men, including Cyclops, Magic, Colossus, and I don't remember who else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very cool. He's like kind of evil in that arc, and he's very powerful though. I don't know. It's just really exciting and cool that they're gonna nod to this part of comics history where he is objectively the most powerful he's ever been is Phoenix Cyclops, and he's got some cool abilities. I don't mean to steal your story or
Mhm.
anything, but reading through their official announcement release and everything, they said that he's going to have his optic abilities as well as Phoenix abilities. So
Oh, dope.
he is going to play different than just normal Cyclops. He's going to have the Phoenix abilities too.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm happy for you. I know I was poo-pooing the idea of Cyclops even making a Tokon early on because I'm like, oh, he's in the background of the X-Men stage, so he's not going to make it. So cool that they have
Yeah.
this twist on him. I do have an article from the PlayStation blog that was announcing it. We're excited to announce that Phoenix Cyclops, voiced by Ray Chase, which I believe is the Marvel Rivals guy, I could be wrong, will be the first additional character joining Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls as part of the Year 1 content. Cyclops is part of Marvel's most iconic X-Men leaders in Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Oh god, we're doing this rigmarole again. However, this version of Cyclops, like you said, draws inspiration from his Phoenix 5 incarnation in Avengers vs. X-Men, sparking a bold new look infused with the fiery cosmic power of the Phoenix Force. In addition to his powerful optic blasts and exceptional hand-to-hand combat abilities that define the character, this Cyclops also possesses the Phoenix Force, so expect Scott Summers to bring the heat. We'll have more to share about his abilities, how these abilities are incorporated into his gameplay, so please stay tuned for future updates of his fighting style. There was also another little kind of point here that they added on, that they also have a collaboration with Insomniac Games going on. We're pleased to bring costumes inspired by the worlds of Wolverine to Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Wolverine Battle Reborn suit will be available starting September 1st, and all players will be able to download it at no additional cost. As of the podcast coming out as well, the open beta is this past weekend, and they had a fun announcement here as well. The open beta will be available to everyone on PlayStation 5 consoles and PC. In addition, we originally planned for the open beta roster to include 15 characters. They've also decided to make Green Goblin playable as well. So hope everybody
Wow.
has fun with that this weekend, this past weekend, times. Hope everybody has fun with that. I've seen a lot of trailers, like you mentioned, Maximilian Dude, but other fighting content creators being like this person's breakdown of this fighting style and this, and people are really deep diving into it already. And seems like people are having a good time. So excited for them.
Yeah, that's great. You are, like you alluded to, the podcast will come out, unfortunately, after the beta's already
Right.
been over. But for me, you're letting me know that everybody's getting in, so now I'm excited. I'm going to try and fire it up this weekend, so it'll be
Sweet.
cool.
Awesome. Glad
Yeah.
to hear. There were two more other San Diego Comic-Con announcements that I just wanted to touch on. Sticking with Wolverine and Insomniac, there was a Wolverine story trailer that was released during the Wolverine panel. Went into a little bit more details about some characters we might see, along with kind of the overview of what the story is. I haven't watched the trailer myself, as well as there was another trailer just before San Diego Comic-Con. I haven't watched either because I'm already sold, and I'm like trying to avoid stuff from seeing too much. But it did get spoiled on a few different things in terms of what's going to be included. TJ, do you want to know any of those things, or do you feel like you also want to kind of stay away from those?
No, you can let me know.
Okay.
I think I'll be all right.
So we got a look at some new characters like Lady Deathstrike being in the game. She was involved. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. I think we already saw Sabretooth.
We did, yeah.
Okay, cool. And in terms of story, this Wolverine's part of a team with Mystique and Sabretooth, and they are working together to rescue mutants, if I am remembering correctly. However, Wolverine's also going to have memory issues, as we've known he's had from, experiments in the past and other Wolverine stories. So it seems like we're going to be almost jumping between current day and looking at his past and memories and missions and trying to connect the dots of what happened and where he is now. The X-Men, this is probably the biggest one. The X-Men are not a thing at the moment. So we saw Jean in the big gameplay reveal when it came back out, and with the launch date, there's images of other people in this trailer, but nothing confirmed, and there's a lot of speculation if there are other X-Men involved in this game. So we'll have to see and uncover that mystery once the game does come out in September, but I'm just more excited. Like I said, I don't need much more to sell me already, but it was cool that they decided to release some more trailers for this. Does that get you any more excited for Wolverine?
Yeah, I actually really like the fact that the X-Men aren't around. Some of the best Wolverine stories that I know of, at least when he's like got that patch on and he goes to Madripoor and stuff, and he goes his patch and he has the Hulk in the big tuxedo stuff. All that stuff takes place while the X-Men are like been disbanded. I don't think they were printing X-Men comics at that time. I'm not really sure about that, but I know like in the storyline, at least the X-Men were thought to be dead, and that's why Wolverine had the patch on because he was pretending to be dead, and he's like somewhere, halfway across the world solving crimes there. So I actually do like the idea of them not having the X-Men around and like Wolverine kind of being solo on his own, because that there is a lot of precedent for that in the comics. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we'll have to see if by the end of this game if they're formed officially for the first time or what's going on, but interesting pivot from what the leaks were way back when of some kind of X-Men stuff talked about. But excited to see where the story will go. And then, speaking of trailers, something you messaged me off podcast, but Resident Evil got another movie trailer. I decided to be brave and watch it this morning, and it wasn't too spooky, but it does kind of lay the groundwork more out for a story instead of that first teaser, which, oh boy, I was definitely pissing pant during the seeing that in the movie theater for the first time. Seems interesting. I am intrigued, but I don't know if it's up my alley, obviously not being a horror movie fan. So TBD, maybe I'll wait until it's out on some kind of streaming service and watch from the comfort of my home, and I can run away whenever I want to. But yeah, TJ, what did you think of that second trailer?
I thought that second trailer was incredible. I thought it showed a lot more about his personality, and like how Zach Kreger had mentioned before that the script is very like one for one timeline wise, where like it's, if the movie's an hour and a half, it's gonna feel like it takes an hour and a half to go through these events. Like there's not gonna be jumping around and stuff. And we kind of get to see that more in the trailer, where it's like, okay, you see him deliver the organ at the hospital, and then you see he's going on another delivery, and then he runs into a girl. And I've been watching a lot of Zach Kreger's at Comic-Con right now.
Oh, cool.
So I've been watching a lot of his interviews and stuff. And he confirmed that when the the main character like runs into that zombie lady in the road that we see in the trailer. He said that happens in the first 5 minutes of the movie. He said that happens in the first 5 minutes of the movie, and then it only spirals downward from there. And he's like, I just wanted to see how far I could keep pushing it and keep my foot on the gas for how long I could.
Hmm.
So I was like, that's very exciting. He did also clarify as well. Apparently, he made previous statements, Zach Kreger did, about this movie taking place simultaneously with Resident Evil 2. But a
Okay.
lot of people were like, wait, that means it would be in the 90s, and why is it snowing in the trailer, but it would be raining in Raccoon City? Like all these questions that people had. So he did confirm in Comic-Con this weekend as well that no, it does not take place simultaneously with Resident Evil 2. He misspoke before.
Okay.
So it is its own kind of entity and stuff. But yeah, it looks really cool. It looks incredible.
Nice. Yeah, there's a few little nice touches, as you mentioned, the green herb in the very first trailer, but we get some peeks at some other kind of, I wouldn't say cameos, but Easter eggs, like you got the typewriter in there, and then towards the end of the trailer, you get the big reveal that he is headed to Raccoon City. So, interesting. I'm curious, yeah, how this will play out and how it performs. He did Weapons prior, correct?
Yeah, he did Weapons and Barbarian. Those are his only two movies under his belt, but both
Okay.
are great.
I was going to say both of, at least from what I've heard and seen, have done very well. So hopefully the streak continues and he nails it with this one as well.
Absolutely. If he lands this Resident Evil movie, Zach Kreger will officially become one of my favorite directors. Like he will have ascended. But we'll have to see. September 18th, I think it comes out, something like that.
I
So
don't remember, but yeah, cool. Moving on to San Diego Comic-Con. We like fighting games here, and we were anticipating a certain fighting game. And DC may have delivered. DC announced a new fighting game on Monday. This is coming from Polygon and Austin, Manchester. And nope, calm down. It's not Injustice 3. Son of a bitch. DCKO was announced and is a 2v2 tag fighter with both online multiplayer PvP and single player modes from developer Dropfake. Quote, it was important to us that DCKO represented a significant leap forward for the fighting game genre on mobile, end quote. Creative director Gene Campbell said in the news release. Quote, live multiplayer games between players are core to the spirit of fighting games, and we are proud of the work we've done to bring this feature to mobile comic book fighters for the first time, end quote. You got your Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Of course, Zatanna, Constantine, Blue Beetle, and Katana are also joining the roster, which has 19 confirmed fighters at this time. So, TJ, how do you feel about DCKO coming to a mobile phone soon?
I'm probably not gonna play it, honestly. These these mobile games, I feel like they always take up 25 gigabytes of storage on your phone that really can't afford to do that, and the touch controls are always less than satisfying. So I will probably see myself out of this game. But what do you think? You'll give it a shot?
No. No, not a chance. No, I watched the trailer and I was very excited for the roster because it seemed like there was a lot of like intriguing entries and people that they put in comparison to just, I don't know, your standard. Like it mentions the key characters here, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, but it seems like they went very obscure with a lot of them, or at least added a significant amount of the DC library that was like new and felt exciting. And that was where I was getting bummed of like, oh, it's not Injustice 3 and it's this alternate, which no shade to mobile players. I'm happy they're getting something. But when we were anticipating an Injustice game and then we get this, is like, oh. Now, granted, this is Warner Brothers specifically. It's not NetherRealm tied. So there's still a chance. Maybe. We still don't know what NetherRealm's working on, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, and wasn't Warner Brothers also the company behind Multiverses?
Yes, yeah, that was really
Yeah,
good, and then they pulled the
that
plug on
wasn't
that.
it wasn't terrible. I had my issues with the game for sure, but
Sure.
it wasn't bad.
No.
So maybe they can, they can have some of that magic and put it into this new DC fighting game. Maybe it'll be not bad, but just not for me.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because I believe they're only going to be doing the publishing side of things. I don't remember who did the development for my Multiverses. I don't think it was Dropfake. So,
Okay.
yeah, time will tell there. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's free to play. Multiverse is also free to play, though. So we'll see. Who knows?
We'll see.
Well, we go from one nightmare of mine of not getting a game I want to a real life nightmare. If you go to spooky season, this is coming from USA Today and Eve Chen. Yeah, we're coming from real news. Well, not real news, but, more proper news sites. Fortnite is coming to Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. The franchise's popular in-game Halloween event, Fort Nightmares, will come to life in a new scare zone this year at Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal Orlando Resort. Scare zones are themed open-air areas where guests and scare actors roam freely, as opposed to enclosed haunted houses where guests follow a set path. Quote, guests will enter Freaky Fields, a Halloween-inspired living battleground overcome with a threatening force, end quote, Universal said in a news release. Throughout the scare zone, fans will encounter the battle bus, along with familiar Fort Nightmare characters, plus a few new additions exclusive to Halloween Horror Nights, as they work to escape and claim victory. So TJ, does this inspire you to go to Universal this Halloween and experience Fort Nightmares?
Only if I can just start building in the middle. If I can set up my own lemonade stand in the middle of Halloween Horror Nights, I'm in. But otherwise, yeah, probably not. This is not going to entice me.
Yeah, this is interesting. They have announced a few crossovers, or rather the houses, and some are IP based, which they tend to do, like a few IP, and then they have their original houses. I believe Sinners has a house this year. Evil Dead Burn has a house. And I believe Stranger Things is doing one more house kind of tied into their, finale that they had last year. So excited for those. But yeah, this was definitely a big oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, when I went last year with Mudhorn, shout out, we had a great time. And Scare Zones, I think, were honestly our favorite section just because of the people watching. So how the scare zones work, as the article mentions, it's just essentially here's a path in the park, and they set up from this point to this point is the scare zone. And the scare actors just kind of run around all night and mess with anybody who's walking through. But they can't go on the sidewalks. So we're like, oh, we like the vibe. We just want to hang out. So towards the end of the night, or as we're chilling, we would just find a bench and we would just watch. We would just watch people and see how they reacted and whatnot. So I don't know. It's interesting. I'll be looking forward to videos and coverage starting next month because I think Horror Nights runs from August till October. As Mike, went on Halloween, the crazy bastard. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see how this plays out and see what the houses are like this year. It's definitely a vibe, especially for someone who doesn't like haunted houses per se and spooky stuff. I still had an amazing time and would highly recommend it to people if you are even a little bit interested. There's a lot of content creators out there who will do walkthroughs through houses or just even the event itself. So you can kind of get the vibe there, kind of see what you're getting into. But if you get a chance to go, definitely recommend it.
I think Fortnite is a bit of a weird choice, especially for those scare zones like you were saying. But I think Sinners is a great choice for a haunted house. I think that's excellent. I'm a little perplexed that they went with Evil Dead Burn and Stranger Things, though. They went with the worst Evil Dead movie in the franchise, and Stranger Things is just coming hot off the heels of the season finale, which made lots of fans mad. So weird choices there. Yeah.
Yeah, they've had Stranger Things houses in the past that have done pretty well. So I think it's just more of wrapping that up. I think this will be the third, if not fourth fourth time doing a Stranger Things house. And then, the Evil Dead thing might just because it's recent. Who knows? I think also another IP that's making its return is an old one, but it's... I just had it. Aliens. They're goofy, and they look like clowns. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, that one.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space,
making their return, so that should be a fun one as well.
That's great. That's actually a movie that I have not seen, so I need to get on that.
I've been tempted
I hear
to.
Great things about it. Yeah. I don't think it's that scary. I think it's mostly kind of satirical. So.
Right. Well, let's talk about more scares, unfortunately. Going back to the fighting game Circle, as I gave you some warnings off of podcast recording. This is coming from GameSpot and Evan Campbell. Hours before launching, the official Avatar Legends The Fighting Game account on X, formerly known as Twitter, announced that the Xbox edition of the title isn't coming out today, July 23rd, as planned. Instead, it's now releasing on Xbox Series X and S sometime before September 3rd because of unforeseen circumstances on a back-end feature. It's quite the last-moment delay, especially considering not even 24 hours ago, the same account was promoting the game's launch. That's rough, buddy. That's not me adding words there. That's Evan here. It continues, the bad news does not stop with Xbox players either. Crossplay is not available on Switch yet. The only localization option on the hybrid system is English currently. Meanwhile, the Deluxe Edition is also missing in action on Switch. All of these issues will be addressed at some point, though there isn't any sort of timeline officially revealed yet. So yeah, kind of a shaky and not great launch for Avatar yesterday as of recording. We'll talk a little bit more about Avatar later, but this is a bit of a bummer. TJ, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, the bad news doesn't end there either. For PC players on Steam, there's also no options in the game. There's technically an options screen, and you can edit the volume of the master volume and some gameplay tweaks, but it's very bare bones. There is no display options, there's no graphic options, there's no anything like that. So if you're looking to optimize this game for your PC, tough luck. There's absolutely no options whatsoever, which is just baffling to me in 2026 that there wouldn't even be, like, I can't even choose borderless Windows mode or windowed borderless mode or whatever. Like, I can't even do that. Like, it's ridiculous. So that was a little obscene for the PC side of things. I'm still kind of on the fence about the game. I was watching Maximilian Dude play the game, and it just looks like I'm not going to be able to pick up the combos very well. He was talking about the timing for the one character. I forget her name, but she's like the geisha character who's very tall. And she has fans.
Avatar Kyoshi?
I think that's it.
Fuck
yeah. And he was talking about her timing, and I'm watching him try to do this, and I'm like, if Maximilian Dude is having a hard time with the timing, and granted, this is like one of the more difficult characters, but still, if he's having a hard time with the timing, there's no fucking shot I'm getting in there and pulling off a good combo. So I skipped Invincible Versus, and I think I would still rather play Invincible Versus than Avatar the Fighting Game at the moment. So
yeah, we'll be talking about it later, and hopefully I can give you some more information there as well as the viewers. I do have one last news story, and this is a more positive one, and it's about the indies. Our friends over at 61 Indie are launching Demo Days. This is their first Demo Days event over on Steam. It's going to be happening July 31st through August 7th. This is going to feature 150 plus indie demos with a showcase as well at 12 p.m. Eastern on the 31st, showing off a few of the offerings. So if you guys want to check out some independent games, check out some demos, all for free, I would highly recommend you guys head over to either 61indie.com or the Steam page and search up Demo Days when it comes up on the 31st through the 7th and try out some games there and see if you can add some fun things to your wish list. Maybe I'll dive into some stuff too and I'll talk about it next week, but we'll see. TJ, that's all I got, my good sir. So what do you got for news for us this week?
I compiled a decent amount of news stories, but I'm looking at them now and I'm like, do I want to read this one? I don't know.
Sure.
Do I want to read this one? I don't know. So we'll start off with one. It's probably not surprising to anybody listening. Definitely not to you, Brett, who follows up with gaming news and gaming trends as far as the gaming business goes. But this is by Mawson Bakary at Game Rant. It's officially time to start worrying about GTA 6 Online. Thanks to newly released official documents, there seems to be more evidence suggesting that Take-Two and Rockstar Games might have a much more aggressive microtransaction plan for Grand Theft Auto 6 Online. Many fans are already worried about the future of GTA 6 Online after seeing some changes made to GTA Online with the Courts Center heist update. However, those changes might only be the tip of the iceberg. In the latest official document released for shareholders, Take-Two Interactive discussed plans to emphasize recurrent consumer spending, or RCS, across its games. RCS refers to any form of repeated microtransactions that occurs after a player purchases the base game. Take-Two says emphasizing RCS growth helps reduce the volatility in our business, since our release slate can vary from year to year, better positioning the company to achieve our goal of sustained year-over-year growth. It is important to note that 78% of Take-Two's 2026 revenue came from microtransactions. So I will say, however, on that last statistics about the 78% of their revenue coming from microtransactions, I don't think they had any releases in 2026. So it would
Well,
make sense.
yes and no, because you also have to remember Take Two sports games, NBA 2K, WWE 2K. So
Mm-hmm.
trust me, those My Faction packs, if you fucking want to spend money, you could spend money in the My Team. So if that's included in here,
Mm.
there's that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I forgot that Take Two also encompasses all those sports games. So yeah,
Bastards.
that is a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it makes sense that they're going to try and emphasize the microtransactions. It's just a bit of a bummer to hear that they're really going to focus on that because I feel like they'll probably be pretty good at psychologically determining how to get people to spend extra money.
Yeah, I'd be curious what they're going to implement, if anything, into Grand Theft Auto. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, GTA Online for GTA 5 obviously has been
Hmm.
so successful for them since the 10 plus year gap since that last launched, with like the shark cards and the online purchases there.
Hmm.
Obviously, it's different in comparison to the sports games that we just talked about, where it's not the packs of stuff. So I'd be curious as to what they would tweak, if anything, for a GTA specifically.
Hmm.
If it's towards the sports game stuff, that's, yeah, I could see how they could start doing even more there. Now, granted, I don't know the NBA side of these things, like how the
Hmm.
audience feels there, because I've been out of that ecosystem for a bit. And when I did play My Team, I don't think I spent any real world money. I was just like, nope, I'm going to stick with this. On the WWE side of things, obviously, I'm more ingrained in. My experience this year has been different than previous years. They
Hmm.
have tweaked things negatively, where the grinding for the in-game currency, they've
Hmm.
messed with a lot of the methods that were in like last year's, for example, and made it so it's not even a thing. And because of that, I've seen a lot of content creators who specifically focus on the My Faction mode, like they've kind of stopped making content, it almost seems, because they don't have their workarounds to, hey, this is how you make this ideal team, this is how you grind this match, this is how you can get more packs and open in the packs and all that stuff that they do for their videos. Granted, I could just not be watching as closely, but in terms of what I have seen, it seems like significantly less. So in terms of that tweak, that's a bummer. However, I've also felt like maybe this is just me, I've had lucks, better luck on the packs that I have received through in-game events, where I feel like I'm getting rarer cards and getting like special ones that you can only unlock in the mode, and I haven't paid them an extra dime outside of what I already paid for the game and the DLC. And that's usually something I try and do, because I know this is nickel and diming and it's just going to keep, pulling. And for those of us who struggle with like, oh, I really want this thing, that could be a huge investment, and you're pouring more and more and more money into it, and it
Hmm.
gets kind of crazy. So yeah, very interesting article here. We'll have to keep an eye out, but I'm not sure what they would do for GTA to kind of add to this. I guess what comes in like their special edition, right? For the GTA
Uh,
version.
I'm not sure actually.
Okay. So apparently with that, you get on the GTA, well, maybe it's not GTA Online because they're not launching with that, but in the base game, you get an exclusive nail salon, a tattoo shop, and maybe a barber. So maybe that's where the microtransactions will kind of come in, where it's like, we launched a new storefront and you have to pay to get these shirts, which, sorry, circling back to WWE, they do
Yeah.
that in their island mode that we've talked about in the past, where they constantly add new stores. Granted, it's another thing where you could do in-game currency, but you're going to have to grind it out a little bit more, or I don't want to do that. Here's, $5-10. So maybe that's the route.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm definitely curious to see what they're going to do, especially if they're putting stress on it. But again, I'm also checked out of the GTA Online world, so I don't even know what type of gameplay things they could use to implement this. Because like I said, I blanked on the name of it before, the mod for GTA 5 Online, but
Mm.
I do remember now. It's called No Pixel. was
Oh,
the
okay.
mod that I was watching. GTA No Pixel. So if anybody knows what that is or is interested in that, I would check it out on Twitch. Like I said, there's a lot of No Pixel streams, and it is crazy. You can just like you can just like work as a chef or whatever in this world. It's really interesting and receive a wage and then like pay your rent, and it's like it's pretty wild.
Cool.
So. Cool. I'll be interested to see what GTA 6 can offer. A game that I'm more excited about, and I will be spending additional money after my previous purchase, is The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3's upcoming Songs of the Past story expansion is officially getting its first trailer on August 25th. Jeff Keighley, or as I call him, Geoff, the well-known creator and host of both the Game Awards and Summer Game Fest, has just confirmed that The Witcher 3 Songs of the Past will be shown during Gamescom opening night live 2026. So that is very exciting. I will 100% be tuned in for that because just to see what the environment is. I mean, the environment in Blood and Wine is so drastically different than Skellige in The Witcher 3 and also the base like Novigrad area and stuff that it was like a breath of fresh air. It felt like I was playing a different game when you play the Blood and Wine expansion. So I just want to see any screenshots or anything from the Songs of the Past expansion just to see what area you're in because I'd be really curious to see what they can do with that or if they age Geralt up any or what are they going to do. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Very exciting though. Are you excited for this or probably not?
I mean, no, I honestly forgot about opening night live. So, hey, maybe we'll have to do a live react to that come August. I don't know how exciting that'll be.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see more, obviously.
hmm
My question is, I wonder if they'll plant any seeds for any connective tissue between 3 and 4. If they'll kind of show anything there. But yeah, happy for people. That sounds great.
Yeah, and that would be something to look out for. Any of that connective tissue, I think that would be interesting. Um, a new leak of Halo Studios, formerly 343 Studios, claims that the studio was planning to release 3 games in a 3-year span, all in Unreal 5 engine, starting with the Halo Campaign Evolved. They're intending to follow up Campaign Evolved with a standalone multiplayer game that followed the following year, titled Project. I don't know how to pronounce this. EKUR. Euchre? Euchre?
Okay.
This would be followed a year later with a brand new standalone Halo campaign, untitled. However, Project EKUR and the unnamed single player game were both canceled, according to this leak by Rebs Gaming. This actually comes from a YouTube video. He actually was breaking down some things. So take it with a grain of salt. But I do see like that could be their strategy, their plan was to use the campaign evolved as like a launching point, and now apparently they're kind of scrambling to see what they're going to do next, which is concerning because I think we were talking about it during the Microsoft shakeup and stuff, but it's like what do you even do with Halo in 2026? I honestly don't know. I mean, the campaign evolved, that was a pretty good idea, but where do we go from here? I don't know. I really
Right.
don't. I don't know if the Halo brand can be like revitalized. I don't know if it's like on. It used to be Halo was like this titan in gaming where it was like going head to head with Call of Duty and stuff. But I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't know if it has that power.
Yeah, to my knowledge, no. You brought up Combat Evolved as of podcast launching. I believe it's out tomorrow on PlayStation is where it launches. Maybe Xbox as well. I don't remember what consoles are getting it.
Yeah.
And from all the reviews I've seen, people are really enjoying it from their previews and getting their codes early and whatnot. But yeah, I agree. I don't know if it has the weight that we talked about of like a saving factor. But it also, to me, this is like red flag because didn't you guys want to go back to basics of your Halos, your Fallouts, your Skyrims and stuff like that? So now to be like, oh yeah, we're going to cancel those projects. What? Is it just a big pivot to like, we need a bigger Halo experience? I guess, but why not? It's one of those other questions of how far was development? Why not move forward with it? If they were doing back to back to back, you would think the projects are pretty far along, especially the one that's next year. So bold choice, Cotton, to just scrap it, but okie dokie.
Yeah, my only thinking could be that the one that was going to launch next year in 2027 was supposed to be a standalone multiplayer game.
Yeah.
So maybe Microsoft and Xbox are looking at the last standalone Halo multiplayer game and going, "Yeah, don't do that again. Don't let's put a campaign on this son of a gun and tie them both together." That's the
Yeah.
only thing I could think of, though.
Yeah, maybe mash whatever was coming out year 3. Like, just wait up on the multiplayer and, yeah, make it one combined package. You could do that.
Yeah, I do miss the days of like the 2010s or like 2008. I sound like an old man now, but I miss when like you would release a single player game and then there would just be like a tacked on multiplayer game.
Sure.
But sometimes the tacked on multiplayer would be like super freaking good and like expand into its own thing. Like first game I'm thinking of immediately is Gears of War.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure they tacked on that first Gears of War multiplayer, and it was like one of the best multiplayer experiences that people had. So I miss when they did that instead of trying to make these standalone multiplayer games. I
Sure.
wish that they would kind of just focus on the single player, and then in the last month of production, be like, "Fuck, throw it together, throw together
Yeah.
some levels."
Yeah, it's tough because I mean, you can look at like a Helldivers, for example. Obviously, that was it's different from Halo's gameplay, but that crushed it in terms of sales and
Yeah.
zeitgeist and whatnot. And then we've talked about like the Arc Raiders, maybe not necessarily the marathons, but things of that nature where the multiplayer only thing blows up. So that could have been their thought process going in.
Hmm.
But yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Hard to say. Either way, more alarming stuff over at Microsoft. We'll have to see if that
Shocker.
changes in the next year. Yeah. This one is a one sentence thing that I wrote down, but I just do you know what Dungeon Crawler Carl is?
I've heard the name. Outside of that, I know nothing.
Okay, it is a book series. I've only read the first two chapters of the first book, so
Okay.
I'm by no means versed in this book series or know a lot about it. But it is a book series where basically aliens invade and he has to like play a dungeon crawling game with his cat Princess Donut, and they have to go through a series of dungeons, and it's a lit RPG. Do you know what a lit RPG is?
It's lit. No, I don't know what it is.
It's like a literary RPG. So like during
Oh,
the book, it'll be like he levels up and gains 2 HP points or whatever. I don't know how that factors in. I've never read a lit RPG extensively, so I'm not really sure. However, having said all that, the Crawler Carl book series has really blown up. It's a big book, especially on Book Talk. It's huge, and they recently just released a Flash game.
okay.
So there's a Flash game you can play with Dungeon Crawler Carl, and it has Princess Donut in it. So very
Thought
exciting.
Flash
I
was
didn't know we were
dead.
still making. Yeah, I didn't know they were still making Flash games. It's a Flash style game. I don't think
Oh,
it's like
okay.
actually in Adobe Flash, yeah, but it's like that style of like 2005
Yeah.
games or whatever. So pretty cool if you're into Dungeon Crawler Carl or are interested in anything like that. Maybe check it out. It looked really funny and lighthearted.
Cool.
So that was pretty cool. During Fanatics Fest in New York City, Peter Berg confirmed that the upcoming Call of Duty movie will be set in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare universe.
Okay.
That's currently the only piece of official information fans have to go on. It's unclear if the Call of Duty movie will be a direct adaptation of one of the Modern Warfare games, or if it will simply tie into the universe by including nods and references to the source material, such as including characters like Captain Price or Ghost. Peter Berg, the director and co-writer of the upcoming Call of Duty live-action movie, has officially confirmed. Oh, I copied it twice. Let's see. While no exact details of the movie's plot have been confirmed just yet, the setting might mean that the Call of Duty movie will revolve around well-known characters like Captain Price, Ghost, Soap, and Makarov. Peter Berg was officially announced as the Call of Duty movies director back in October 2025, and a Call of Duty movie has been in development by Activision since 2017.
Oh.
So whether this movie actually gets out of the door or not, I don't know. But it is pretty good. That's they announced this Peter Berg guy, and it seems like he's actually getting the ball running in some capacity compared to where they have been since 2017. So that's something to keep an eye on. I don't know that I would go see a Call of Duty movie, to be honest with you. I can't imagine that I would, but good to see that they're still making some video game movies, I guess.
Yeah. What a weird place to announce that at Fanatics Fest, but okay.
Yeah. Weird place to announce it. Weird movie. I feel like they should have made this movie in 2017. Feels a little weird. Like if this movie comes out in like 2028, Call of Duty movie, I feel like it's gonna be the timing might be a little weird, but we'll have to see.
I mean, war movies, you can finagle it, do something.
True. Yeah. And then my last piece of news is a selfish one, but one that I'm excited about. And it's Gearbox has officially revealed the second DLC story pack for Borderlands 4. Remember that game, Borderlands 4? Everybody else has forgotten about it, but it's still there. Featuring the return of fan favorite Vault Hunter, Flak, with the 4 for
Oh,
they.
very cool.
Yeah. Borderlands 4 DLC Story Pack 2, titled Flak and the Last Resort, launches on September 10th, along with a brand new Vault Hunter, Loveless the Hacker. The story pack follows up on Mad Melly and the Vault of the Damned DLC that released back in March. So that is pretty exciting. I probably won't play Borderlands 4 until this DLC comes out, and then I'll download it and play through it again like I did the last DLC, and then I'll forget about it again for another couple months. But it is cool that Flack is returning. I did like Flack quite a lot. He was one of my favorite Vault Hunters in Borderlands 3. And yeah, I'm interested to see how Loveless the Hacker plays as well. That'll be pretty interesting. Does that get you excited to play Borderlands 4 anymore, or to finish that game? Because you did not get very far in that game.
I got okay. I made it decent far, maybe a third. I don't remember. No, it's one of those ones looming over me of like, hey, what the hell, man? You should have played that all the way through. But that's probably most of the Borderlands games, aka 3 of them.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, it gets me excited in a way because yeah, Flack was a cool character. They had a lot of fun abilities to them, so it's nice that they were popular enough that they brought them back for, you know, the story integration. In terms of playing it, maybe, but we'll see at some point.
Yeah. I will say, if the original 4 Vault Hunters haven't enticed you to play through, the DLC ones probably won't. That's more of like I'm going to play through for the 7th time.
Sure. I mean, that first guy you talked about, he was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know if it's worth like buying DLC to then just play through the base game type thing.
Yeah, especially for I think it's $30. The Mad
Yeah.
Ellie one. Yeah, definitely not worth it. I justified it to myself because I was a super fan.
Oh
so.
yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. That's a good,
definitely
good price and good value you're getting out of it if you're part of that. But for me to be like, I don't know, buy it, it's like, well, come on, man.
Yeah, now you're paying $90, $100 to play through the base game. Yeah, that's not great.
Yep.
Well, that's all I had for news this week. I'm glad it wasn't as much of a bummer as we've had the past couple of weeks. Although you had all positive news last week, but
I tried.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll get into the next segment of the podcast now, which is, hey man, what have you been playing? So hey man, what you been playing?
Hey man, 2 quick updates. Marvel Rivals still is a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying Jubilee. Shocker. She's still.
No, he's not in the game.
No, not Shocker. Oh, man, what? Can you imagine just saying pew, 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 pew? It's over and over again. So yeah, Jubilee's been a good time. Surprising that I'm playing her. I did see a teaser before we recorded today that I believe they're going to be doing an Age of Ultron PvE mode to kind of continue that crossover that you had alluded to months ago at this point. And they showed off, I believe, Ultron as his Age of Ultron self, as well as Scarlet Witch, Wanda as her skin. So those are at least 2 that are coming that way. But it was a short teaser. Didn't show too much. No date or anything. So I've been continuing that train. Also been continuing the Pragmata train over on stream. And I've been really enjoying Hugh and Diana's story there. It is almost making me consider also grabbing this on PlayStation because I'm a Platinum sicko from time to time and be like, oh, should I double dip? I did look at the trophy list, and in order to get the Platinum, which this may stifle my purchase, you need to play it again on, I don't remember the silly name they gave, the harder difficulty, but you need to beat it that. And it's not a new game plus. You start from scratch. So you have to recollect everything. Enemies have more health. They hit harder, stuff like that. So I was like, maybe. We'll see. I want to say right now I'm about half-ish way through the game and have been having a good time. I was hoping to finish it by this point, but just poor planning as well as me not streaming all the time has kind of hit that. So it's not the end of the world, but hopefully by next week we'll be all the way through it, not once again in a rushing way. Just it's a shorter, compact game that I've been really enjoying my time with. Let's talk about another thing I've really been enjoying my time with that I also have not finished, because Brett's a big old liar here on this podcast, folks. You should know this by now. Final Fantasy Intermission, the Intergrade DLC I've been playing. I got distracted, TJ. Shocker. I could have finished this game, but an element of the DLC has captured my attention and time way more than it probably should.
Okay.
So, as we even talked about with Remake, we did everything. We did all the side quests. We did the VR missions. You know, we were really taking our time and taking every little yum 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 little substance that they were giving us in Remake. I'm doing the same thing in Intermission, and those sons of guns, those those bastards, they put in a really fun mini game in the DLC that you can play. And I'm going to talk about it here because it's not a spoiler. So as Yuffie, as you're going through your journey, you are exposed to this board game. This board game is called Fort Condor. And what Fort Condor is one player versus another player. You prep before the match. You can see the other player's board, or rather their units that they're going to be using. And you can swap your units to kind of help strategize. How can I combat these units they have? What is going to be my strategy going into it? In the simplest terms, the goal of Fort Condor is each player has 3 bases that are like eagles. The goal is to destroy more of the bases in the time limit than your opponent does. If you destroy all 3 before the time ends, you win automatically, but you could get into a stalemate and then it just comes down to who destroyed more type of thing. The interesting part of this is the whole game is centered on rock, paper, scissors. So each unit is given a class. It's either an offensive class, which is a sword, a ranged class, which looks like a bow and arrow, or it's a defensive class, which is a shield. And like rock, paper, scissors, one is advantage against another, but then disadvantaged against a different one. So you have that little strategy that you're kind of trying to figure out. So as the match goes, similar to Remake's ATB bar, which is how you use your special abilities, you'll have a bar that charges over time, and that acts as your currency to deploy units. Some units will be worth 2 of those bars, 3 of those bars, 5 of those bars, depending how strong the unit is. So you have to kind of play around with, okay, what classes do I need to use to be offensive or be defensive if they're sending stuff my way, while managing also the bar and its recharging. And the way they present this to you is Yuffie runs around this town, and there are 3 level 1 fights they consider. You go and fight those guys. If you beat them, you get Condor coins, which I don't remember what they're used for, but then you also unlock new units. And once you beat those 3 level 1 guys, you unlock other people in the town that are level 2. And then there's level 3. So I've gotten to the level 3, and obviously as the levels go up, it gets progressively more challenging. So I spent an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours playing this Fort Condor mode last night, being like, ooh, I haven't progressed the story at all. It's a lot of fun. It gets frustrating, but in a good way of like, I didn't do the right strategy, or I don't know how to mess with this unit. It's very fun. Outside of that, the little bit of the story I have played is intriguing. Yuffie enters Midgar. That's the only real spoiler I'll give here. At some point during Final Fantasy VII Remake. So she's kind of like, her path is parallel to the remainder of the main cast journey. I won't say if they intersect or anything like that, but she's at least in the town, in the city, while they're doing their thing. The little bit I've played, like I said, is a good time, but hopefully I'll be playing some more and can talk about it more next week. One other tiny little thing I'll bring up about Fort Condor that's really cute. Obviously FF7, PS1 era, right? And you've seen the models where they're all, very chunky and looking kind of funny in comparison to today's graphics. All the units are models from the PS1 era. So they're all very super polygon, and like it's the guards, it's the dogs, it's the robots that you'll fight from time to time, and that's the units that you're using here. So it's been a fun time.
That's really cool. It sounds like to me too, the fact that it's running parallel to the FF7 remake storyline reminds me of Ada separate ways or whatever from
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 4, where like you're seeing the events but just from a different perspective, but
Yeah,
the world events are still happening. So that's really cool. That actually does intrigue me to check that out. I just have to finish Final Fantasy VII Remake first.
sure. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see where Yuffie's story goes, and like you said, to see how it crosses over in those different perspectives. But so far, it's been good. I've just been getting distracted. Whoopsie. The last one I'll talk about is unfortunately a bit of a negative. We talked about it earlier, and it is Avatar Legends, the fighting game, which I will now just be referring to as Avatar, so don't yell at me. So I did jump into this. I pre-ordered it. We had talked about it in the past. Our discussions got me excited, and I was really looking forward to it. And I have thoughts. I have feelings.
Okay.
Would you like me to start with the pros or the cons of this game?
Let's start with the pros. What's good about the game?
Probably smart. Pros of this game. Now, I also knew nothing outside of what we talked about here. I didn't watch videos. I didn't check things out, anything like that. So there's a lot of this that was new to me that I was surprised about. So my first thing here, it was a very fun surprise to see the assist characters. I know we had talked about Appa, and like if you pre-ordered, you got him in the samurai gear. So I knew at least he was present, but I didn't know how the assist characters worked. So in this game, there are 12 characters on the roster in its entirety. There are 2 that are locked that you can unlock either through a cheat code, which I saw today, or probably progression, overall.
Mm-hmm.
The assist characters, Appa is specific to Aang. It's not like generic assist character, which I thought going into this. Each of the 12 characters has 3 assist characters tied to them. So for me to cycle through and see, oh, there's this character from Last Airbender. Oh, there's this character from Korra, and see the ones that they tied to each character intrinsically as like to help them out with their moveset or give them special buffs and whatnot. That was just a fun thing to me of like, ooh, yay, more things going on here, more characters in a way. So I really enjoyed that. Another thing, and this has come out as news post the launch discrepancies, we knew about the Year 1 DLC along with their fan vote. I don't know if this is just a make good for the launch issues or if this was what plan already, but it seems like they're going to be doing free characters that will be releasing along with the DLC options that they have provided. So I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but they announced some Airbender. I don't even recognize him from Last Airbender or Korra, so this might be deeper Avatar lore. That character will be free, I believe, come September for everybody. So nice of the devs to do that. That's cool.
Yeah.
The depth of this game. We had talked about Marvel Tokon and being like, yay, there's a story mode, 10 hours, stuff like that. We had no idea about Avatar. Surprise! Avatar has a story mode. Avatar has an arcade mode. They have trials. There's a lot of content in this game and things to do from a single player perspective, and then obviously the online component if you want to fight your friends or go online to ranked mode. So cool. Thumbs up there. Lots of things to do. The other thing I have is each character, depending on the game mode, has experience. So I jumped into the story mode. I didn't start it, but I just kind of was poking around a little bit. And characters have XP bars there. So I don't know exactly what that's for, if it's for like unlockable skins or other things. But I was like, that's cool to see. I wonder what the perk is. What's the like thing that will make me chase after that? But cool to see, once again, just something enticing for like replayability. Cool to see. Now let's get into the cons, TJ.
Okay.
I jumped into, as you would think to do, I would jump into a local match against the CPU. I just want to bash the buttons a little bit, see what I can figure out, just kind of see the gameplay, whatever. My biggest con is this game does not feel beginner friendly. You and I obviously have fighting game experience, but we've talked about it. We're not going in there. We're not going online often. We're not knowing all these different combos and how to footsies and whatever it is. We're very casual, but in terms of casual, we would probably be on the higher end of casuals.
Mm-hmm.
This game does not hold your hand in the slightest. I did that match against the local CPU, and they fucking whooped my ass so hard. Punch, punch, punch. Oh, God, okay. I whiff a move. Da, 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 da. Hitting me left, right, center. Like, I was like, am I playing online? Did I pick the wrong option? They were so fucking aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing, too, there is no difficulty slider for local matches.
What?
Just default. You're going in there, and you're going to get fucked up. I think out of the 5 matches I've played, I have won one of them somehow.
Wow.
It was absolutely insane. So, you know, I walk away from that. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just because I don't know the gameplay mechanics. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, there's stuff that carries over from fighting game to fighting game, but can have its own mechanics that it's working with. That's fine. That's okay. So let me go to the tutorial section. Let me learn about this game. That makes sense, right? So there's tutorials where you can just do like a practice mode and just beat the shit out of a dummy, essentially. And then there's trials, and I think there's one other thing that's like more teachy type thing. So I picked one of those. I picked Aang just because I was like, okay, he's, you know, poster child. He's probably going to be your most generic type character.
Yeah, it should be your Shoto. Yeah.
Right. Now, TJ, when you jump into tutorial, they kind of baby you, right? Most of the time in fighting games. This button is your light punch. This button's your medium kick. This one's your heavy punch, you know? And they do one button at a time and literally hold your hand and explain everything. And then they explain.
Yeah, shit. Some tutorials will even be like, "Here's how you move forward. Here's how you move backwards." Yeah.
Which I'm not asking for that, but like it'd be nice to know everything. This tutorial I did with Aang immediately jumped into a long extended combo. No explanations of buttons, no explanation of concepts, and this was the novice level of the fucking trial. Level 1. What the fuck? Aang, here's what you gotta do. Forward, 1, 2, neutral, or down 2, and then right 4. That's your first trial. Go ahead, champ. What?
Jesus.
Insane. I will give them a slight prop here. If you fail, or rather when you fail, there is a option that says use breakdown. Breakdown is essentially a step-by-step of that combo. So it will kind of autoplay in a way where it will go, okay, you did this motion. Now it will show you the timing. Here's the button prompt. And it will wait until you hit that button prompt. So it'll kind of like pause, you hit the button prompt, it moves to the next part. Hit the button prompt, move to the next part. So it's kind of showing you the timing of when you should do that combo. At the end of it, it will give you a letter ranking of like what was good timing, what was great timing, what was 100%. And it will give you a percentage of like what completed or what would have followed in that combo. I think I got 9% as my highest for one of them. Now, granted, I only did it a few times. It was like, oh. Sure. So I liked it in a way where it really breaks it down, shows you step by step. But I was like, this is, once again, novice trials, and it's the first fucking one. What the hell? So, this game, beautiful game, seems like there's a lot of combo work into it, but this is not a friendly beginner game. This is not for the casual people. This is not for, hey, Avatar's an IP I absolutely loved. No, this is a game for people who are into fighting games and want something new that gives them a challenge, which I'm happy that players have that. But holy shit. Like, there is no gradual climb to this. It is pedal to the floor. You're fucking in it, my guy.
And, that's what...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's what I noticed watching Maximilian, dude. Like it seemed like it's a lot different to play a game than it is to watch it via Twitch. But even watching through Twitch, I was like, it seems like this is really steep hill to climb here.
Yeah.
And it baffles me that they went this route, considering that Avatar is such a, like a broadly appealing IP that can have appeal to children even. So like, can you imagine like a 10-year-old being like, "Oh boy, I love Avatar," and then
Yeah.
downloading this game?
No, I think a lot of people are unfortunately gonna suffer for this, and that sounds, I know, a little dramatic, but like I was even like, I wish I could get my money back. Like this was like awful.
Wow,
Not,
that bad, huh?
yeah, not awful in terms of like its quality, but of like, if I want to do well at this or at least understand it, I'm going to have to sit down and really apply myself. And I get it. There's going to be fighting game fans who'll be like, "Ooh, get good, blah, blah, blah." You know, it's the Soulsborne audience too of stuff like that. We can be FGC. We can be I can't talk. A bit of a butt sometimes. But once again, it should be a gradual thing. It should be welcoming for everyone. And then if you want these higher things, you can work to those things. As we talked about with auto combos, which there is an auto combo in here. You can just hit square. I don't know if that's with every character, but I found at least one. So there's a little bit here. But it should be one of those things where if I wanted to, I can do this. But then I get rewarded with more damage or more meter charge or something by going out of my comfort zone, learning new things, trying what the game's mechanics are, and things of that nature. But this, the tutorials was the biggest thing where I was just like, what? So I hate to say this, I highly do not recommend this game for people. I sent it directly to you after I played it because we had talked and you're like, "Oh, I'm like thinking about it and considering it." I told you directly, wait on it or do not get it. I don't even remember what I said. I've gone to Blue Sky multiple times and I was like, do not get this. This is not friendly for casual players. This is a big jump, which once again, I'm happy that there's higher play for people who want that game style. But I know this is going to bite a lot of people in the ass because of the IP forward-facing part of it. And it's it's a bummer. Big bummer.
Yeah, it is a bummer that they married that IP to this gameplay specifically, where it's like very hardcore.
Yeah.
So a baffling decision. But thank you for taking that grenade for me, so I don't have to waste my $30 there, which it is only $30, but still, on top of that, you are going to have to invest mostly your time and your energy and your effort than the money, really.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to play it at least a little bit more because, well, like you said, I spent the money, so it's already gone. And maybe this will be something once an Extra Life runs around or rolls around or whatever, like we play it together. Maybe that will be more of a fun experience or whatever it is. But yeah, I can't sit here and be like, yeah, people should get it. No. Absolutely not.
Yeah, because it sounds like even to understand the game, really, you would need another player of comparable level. Because it sounds like the versus mode and the tutorial mode are both not giving you any helping hands or graces to like learn the game at your own pace. Because I'm like you, I don't go into practice modes. When I get a new fighting game, I immediately go into local versus against the CPU and I just fuck around a little bit. See, I probably won't win, but I'll see what I can do, and then I build off of it and I'll choose a different character. But yeah, the fact that you can't even do that, it's like my fighting game nightmare fuel.
Yeah. So, but that's it for me this week on what you've been playing. TJ, what do you got for us this week?
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm glad. I appreciate you talking about all 4 games there because I am still in a gaming slump. I don't know if I'm just depressed or if I just need to take a break from gaming. I don't know what it is, but just haven't been able to bring myself to game lately. When I get home from work, I'm just not gaming. Just actually working on work stuff and other stuff. But I have managed to play. I did have one 2-hour session of Marvel Rivals. So I got to play Rivals a little bit, and I played as Cyclops for a little bit because I was like, I should get good with Cyclops. I love Cyclops a lot, and I fucking hate Cyclops. I was getting bodied so hard. It's really disappointing because I love 2 of my favorite characters in Marvel fiction, but just all of fiction, honestly, is Scott Summers and Jean Grey. And man, are both of them very hard to play in Marvel Rivals. They require you to, I think they have hit scan abilities. You gotta be very precise with your cursor. I'm playing on mouse and keyboard, so it's a little bit easier for me to get those, get those shots. But even still, I don't know if my mouse sensitivity is not good enough or if I'm just not good enough of an aimer. But I feel myself missing with those characters like 90% of the time, and it gets very frustrating.
Gotcha.
At least with Moon Knight. He throws 3 darts, so like if I'm moving the cursor while he's throwing it, at least I have a chance to hit with that third dart. Whereas with Scott Summers, if I shoot it, it's already over there, so I've just missed. You do get the cool ricochet ability that you get, which is like your right click, or I guess it's probably your right trigger on the controller. And that's really cool, but it does have a pretty fast cooldown or whatever, or a pretty long cooldown, I should say, and it goes away pretty quickly. So you're not going to really be relying on that. I've found that that's mostly useful for when you have somebody like down and they're almost dead. Then you just start spamming you hold the laser beam down and hope that one of the ricochets finds them. But yeah, not really enjoying my time with Cyclops at all. Played as Gambit a lot more though. I still love playing as Gambit. He's a lot of fun. So I enjoyed my time doing that. And I was hoping to use Marvel Rivals as like a launching point to get me back excited to play games for this week, but it didn't work. So
Sure.
I will try a different game this week and see how it is. But yeah, that's all I've
fair.
been playing. I plan to play more Marvel Rivals this week though. Just
Cool.
a little bit. Just dip my toes in there a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about Donkey Kong Bonanza being your palate cleanser in between Final Fantasies. Has there been any interest to jump into that at all, perhaps?
I actually did start Donkey Kong Bonanza. I didn't want to talk about it on the podcast because I only played it for like no, it's okay. I just didn't. I didn't have like a lot of details about it. I played for like 45 minutes or so. I got to like through the tutorial level, and then like you go under. It's not spoiler alert. It's the main premise of the game. You're going underground further and further. And I went to like the first area, solved those puzzles, and went underground to the next area. So that's about all I did. I did unlock Pauline though. She starts off as a little rock. And then she breaks. Spoiler alert. Then she breaks and she turns into Pauline.
Nice.
I don't really understand how that works, but it was cool. And she's adorable. And there's actually, I thought that she was just in it because, Pauline and Donkey Kong, they're together. But she actually has some singing abilities where I forget what button you push or whatever, but you can actually hold down a button and you can see like musically where you're supposed to go. It has like music notes that guide you in the right direction. So Pauline actually has some helpful abilities. I think she can also like echolocate stuff, not sonar, whatever. She can like find stuff underground through like a sound wave type thing.
Okay.
I don't really remember. I have to play it again. It's been a couple weeks since I fired that up, but yeah. So I've played a little bit. So maybe that'll be the key as well. Maybe I'll just keep playing that, but we'll have to see.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if like, because I know I've definitely been in that spot with games where I'm like, oh, I gotta finish this, but something else on the horizon's more enticing. So I just wanted to be like, well, if you want to play Donkey Kong and maybe that would help, then don't be like, no, I can't play it until this one's done, kind of thing.
Yeah, just setting arbitrary boundaries around yourself to hem yourself in. Yeah, absolutely. I get that for sure.
Sometimes it's good because you're like, I gotta like to sit down and finish it because hey, I don't finish games. But sometimes it's good to tunnel vision, but other times, if it's more detracting and you're not having fun, then that's not good. So expand wherever you can. But also, like we talked about before, ruts are fine. Ruts will happen. So hopefully it's not too long in terms of like a joy and happiness thing, but the games aren't going anywhere. So
yeah,
I'll
talk about it while I'm on here as well. I've talked about it with my therapist, but like I feel like I start playing a game and then I'm like, oh, am I really gonna play this for like 3 hours? And then I stop playing. Like I don't know if that makes any sense, but like I get in my head about it. Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, we'll keep updated week to week. Hopefully next week I have a little bit more to play, but I will at least I definitely will sit down for at least a couple hours and play something. So I'll have something to talk about for sure.
No worries.
That's going to bring us into the next segment of the podcast, the dreaded mystery section, which is usually a questionnaire section, especially coming from me. And this time it's kind of a questionnaire section, but kind of not. You're going to have to give me an answer for games. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. But what this is you're going to guess a game based off of a 1-star review.
Ooh, okay.
compiled some 1-star reviews that I found. A lot harder than you think, because a lot of times 1-star reviews are just like, this game sucks,
Sure.
or they talk about what's bad, but they don't really mention the game at all in any capacity, so it makes it hard to guess. So I've only found a couple of these, but we will see. This first one's pretty easy, so see if you can get this. 1-star review. I bought this because everyone said it was relaxing. 30 minutes later, I was hiding in a dirt hole because the local wildlife had apparently declared war on me. Also, why do exploding vegetables exist? 1-star. What's the game?
Minecraft.
Yeah, that is Minecraft, absolutely.
Yeah, those early days of not having a house are stressful with those nights. How do I make a fucking bed? I don't know. Where's the sheep? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my first time playing Minecraft, again in beta, because I like to flex on everybody. And I was tunneling into a mountain or something to like build a base, and it's the first time I saw a creeper. And he like comes to the, I'm like, what is this thing? It just blows up the entire side of the mountain. I'm like, I just spent however long digging this out. What the fuck?
And then you're not going to spawn there, and you're going to be way somewhere else.
Yeah. You're like, wow, thanks, Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, good times. This next game is a game that I also, well, I love controversially, but I do love it. So 1-star review. The local law enforcement watched me steal a spoon. Then they somehow knew I had committed crimes on the opposite side of the continent. Privacy is dead.
Do I trust my gut? Because this kind of sounds like a Skyrim, but you hate Skyrim, so I could use that context clue. But what other games could you steal small items and they kind of get mad about? Dang.
I will say,
yeah.
I don't hate Skyrim. I just think it's overrated.
All right, fair enough. But you said before this that you love this and it was controversial.
Controversially,
so
yeah.
I don't know.
It's controversial that I love it, not
Yeah.
that the game is controversial.
Okay, controversially, you love it. But do you love Skyrim and think it's overrated? Crap, now I gotta think back to that episode. I don't remember. The word love is so strong. I don't remember if you said that about Skyrim.
I'll just give it away. It is Skyrim. You're
Hey,
right.
okay.
Yeah. I don't want my context clues to be the thing that threw you off. Yeah, because I do love Skyrim. I just think it's overrated. I just don't think it's as good as other people think it is. But I do enjoy it. Yeah. All right. I won't give any clues about the game beforehand. I don't want to muddy the waters. But this one, 1-star review. Everyone online said the first boss was optional. Space. They forgot to mention that my pride wasn't.
First boss was optional. Okay, so this kind of makes me feel like it's a Dark Souls, because they always throw something at you in the beginning. It sits on you, or stomps you, or slaps you, and you die instantly. But most of those guys, you either go around after you respawn, and it gives you the whole context of your story.
Mm-hmm.
But then also some of them don't spit you back out at that same spot. Like Elden Ring doesn't do that, because that's a whole courtyard you can kind of retrace your steps back to. Unless they're talking about Elden Ring with that horse guy, which I avoided the fuck out of. But he's not really a boss. He's just definitely a harder enemy.
I know, he's like a world boss. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll trust the gut. I'll say Elden Ring, please.
You got it correct. You're 3 for 3 so far. It is Elden Ring. I don't actually know. I tried to get more context for this review, but don't actually know if he was talking about the golden horse or the dude with the 4 sword arms that you have to fight.
Yeah.
But either way, you can actually kill that guy too, and you get his swords, which are cool because it only uses 1 weapon slot. But then if you equip it in both hands, you get dual of them.
Neat.
So you can dual wield. Yeah, very cool weapon. So yeah, it was Elden Ring. This one is pretty easy. It's from a specific game, but I will accept any answer in the series for this one. 1-star review. The economy collapsed because I wanted to build one more wonder. My family hasn't seen me since Tuesday.
One more wonder.
Yes, that's a big giveaway if you know this franchise.
Uh-oh. Mario Wonder, I don't think you're building things. I wanted wanted to build more wonder. Can you read it one more time?
Yeah. The entire economy collapsed because I wanted to build one more wonder. My family hasn't seen me since Tuesday.
The economy collapsed because he was chasing after this.
Mm-hmm.
So he blew all of his money. I did that a lot in Roller Coaster Tycoon, trying to build fucking roller coasters, but I don't think it's this.
You're on the right track with a roller coaster tycoon, though. You're kind of in the same
right track.
Yeah. Oh my God, what have I done?
Interesting. I'm on the right track. Zoo Tycoon, Planet Coaster.
Not necessarily that specific genre of game, but kind
Okay.
of like that category. Yeah.
Okay, so some kind of building simulation type thing, management sim.
Yeah, I'd say more on the management side of things.
Okay. It's not Diner Dash. Shout out. Wonder. Oh, crap. Ooh, careful. He's clicking on something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, pass. Well, not pass, but forfeit.
Yeah. I got this one from Civilization 4, but I would have accepted any of them. Yeah, Civilization, you can build wonders, and they greatly benefit your civilization, and you can collapse the economy. I think that's actually one of the ways you can win in Civilization, is you can actually build so many wonders that you get a cultural victory. So you don't have to fight anybody. You can just build cool stuff. Yeah. Okay, 1-star review. I accidentally insulted one guy. Now half the map wants me dead. Apparently, everybody knows everybody.
Word spreads.
Yeah.
Ooh. No. That ooh was Fallout, because I know obviously you can piss people off there, but I don't know if that would spread necessarily. I feel like the people I've pissed off have been very, just like, they remember you from that conversation, then you can't progress any farther. I guess you could also say that with a Mass Effect. Ooh, Mass Effect has pretty steep choices if you choose wrong. I remember... Ooh, of course I'm not going to remember the character's name. Rex? I think it's Rex. I think if you choose some things wrong there, then you certainly piss him off, but then you, like, can't ally yourself with his species. Something along those lines. I don't know. Maybe I'm making things up. I don't remember Mass Effect, folks. I didn't really like it that well.
Oh, I remember.
Bummer. Talk to one guy.
This one's kind of vague, so I will say it is in the RPG genre.
Okay.
You're right there.
I haven't played enough of Dragon Age to know how those social dynamics work. Baldur's Gate has a lot of weight behind its choices. Okay, from what I remember of the elves or the people in the forest knoll that I was helping out, word spread there. Maybe that's the route I should go. Yeah, let's try Baldur's Gate 3, please.
Well, you got the 3 correct, but it wasn't Baldur's Gate. It was The Witcher 3. Yeah, you were doing very good, though. Also, that one, this was probably my least strong one, because it doesn't really, they could have been multiple games, I would say, for this one, yeah. Okay, this one cannot be multiple games, though. This one's very specifically one game.
Okay.
It's a 1-star review that says, I spent 40 minutes decorating my farm. Then somebody asked me to gather 400 pieces of hardwood. Absolutely not. 1-star review.
Stardew Valley?
Stardew Valley, yeah.
Yeah, that hardwood's a bitch. You need a special axe and everything. It's like,
Yes, I wouldn't even know. It just sounded tedious to me, so I was like, oh, hell no.
Have you not played Stardew Valley?
I've never played it, no.
Oh, well, I don't know. Do you like cozy games? Do you like farming sims?
I do, but I have to really be in the mood for them.
Sure.
Like Animal Crossing and Pokopia, I haven't played a lot of because I'm just not in the mood often.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's a great game. There is multiplayer to it now. So, I wonder if you'd like it at some, like, whether single player or multiplayer. But, yeah, it could be taxing, like any farming sim.
Yeah, I think I want to give it a shot at some point, especially before the Haunted Chocolatier comes out. I would like to give it a shot to see what he's all about.
Yeah.
Okay, this is, well, I won't say that. This is a 1-star review. 5 stars for the gameplay. 1 star because I've spent more time arranging briefcases than actually shooting monsters.
Ooh, yep. Briefcases.
Yeah.
Resident Evil came to mind, but those aren't specifically briefcases. But this person could have been lenient with that. Because there's inventory management, obviously, in that, turning everything around and all that. So much so that someone made an indie game that was only that, and it was a great game. Yeah. Okay. I'm leaning towards that, but I'm trying to think of other inventory management. Well, what doesn't have inventory management? But where you would... Did they specifically say shoot monsters? Can you remind me of that?
Yes, it says shooting monsters. Yes.
Okay, so that also leads towards the Resident Evil. So what else do you shoot and have to manage an inventory? Is there anything? I have limited experience with Dead Space, but I don't think they have an inventory system.
Not really, no.
Silent Hill, I also don't know that well, but I don't think that has the case. Also, Silent Hill, you're kind of running away most of the time. You can't do shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's trust my gut. Let's go Resident Evil, and I will say 2 for the YOLO.
Okay, you were close. It was Resident Evil, but it was 4.
Okay.
In the remake specifically, I'm not sure about the original one, but in the remake specifically, you actually buy, or you can buy different briefcases, so you can upgrade your briefcase. So it is specifically briefcases, yeah, absolutely. This next review, 1-star review, bought a horse. Horse immediately climbed a vertical cliff like Spider-Man. Immersion ruined.
Well, that sounds like Skyrim from what we talked about before with the mountain. So I'll go with Skyrim.
It is Skyrim. Yay! I thought I'd trip you up by putting it in here twice. Yeah. I was looking for one Skyrim review and I saw that one. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to not include that.
Of course,
one.
It's too good.
Okay. 1-star review. The tutorial taught me how to crouch. It neglected to mention that every single blade of grass apparently has security cameras.
Oh, okay. Sneaking around game. So this could be a Metal Gear. This could be a Hitman. What else are you sneaking around with? A Sly Cooper, if we want to throw a YOLO in there, but they don't have cameras. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima, you're sneaking around, but that's not a time appropriate for cameras.
For cameras, yeah.
I don't remember a lot of grass in Hitman, so I probably should shy away from that one. I've never played a Metal Gear, but I know there's a wide variety of settings. So let's say Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. I'll
accept it. I actually got this review from Metal Gear Solid 5, but I'll accept Snake Eater. Yeah, I don't know if the stealth is as difficult in Snake Eater or if it's like as crazy, but I do remember in Metal Gear Solid 5, sometimes you would be like 6 miles from a guy who's got his back turned to you, and you're crouching in the grass, and they just go, they turn around. You're like, come on, man.
Hurry!
Yeah. Okay, this one is, I'll actually accept a lot of answers for this one.
Okay.
I thought it was a fun review. 1-star review. I spent 2 hours making my character. I've worn a bucket over my head ever since.
Oh, shit. Bucket over my head. Where can I equip a bucket?
I don't think they're using bucket in the literal sense in this.
Sure, that's a good
review.
point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Thank you for that. Yeah, that does always suck when you're in the character creator and you got the armor on and you can't toggle all the fucking headgear. Oh, shit. Could be Skyrim again. Let's see. Do you character customize in Elden Ring? Yeah, you do. Yeah. The Dark Souls games don't have the best customization, in my opinion. I think it got better in Elden Ring, but for the most part,
it's pretty good in Elden Ring, actually.
You're kind of skinny guy, and you look sickly. I wore a bucket over my head the most of the time. Trying to think if there's anything like with fancy armor that you would put on that you want to. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like I can't think of any like Star Wars games where I'm like, oh, this armor set's really cool, or I'm a clone trooper, but you don't really customize anyway in that, so that probably takes that away.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go Elden Ring. I don't know.
Yeah, I put any Souls game or Elder Scrolls game. I got the review from Dark Souls 3, but it could have been from any of those. Yeah, for sure. Especially Elden Ring pisses me off so much. I spend so much time making those faces, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta get the helmet on though.
Yeah,
for sure. I wish you could have in Baldur's Gate 3, you can actually toggle the helmets so that they appear, they can be invisible or they can appear only in cutscenes.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So that's a really nice feature that I wish more games had for sure.
Definitely.
Okay, there's only 2 left.
Okay.
Here we go. 1-star review. I wanted to peacefully deliver packages. Instead, I'm being chased by invisible ghosts while carrying 50 pounds of ladders.
Hi, Death Stranding. How are you?
Could this describe any other game? No. It's so specific. I laugh at the 50 pounds of ladders. So I'm like, that just show you carrying a lot of ladders.
Running. Oh, shit.
Okay, and this one made me laugh out loud a lot, this last one here. 1-star review. 10 minutes in, this city feels alive. 4 hours later, I have somehow become a professional card player who occasionally solves murders.
All right, I was initially going to lean towards like a Red Dead Redemption, but the solving murders pivots me away from that. I have not played LA Noire. So I don't know if you play poker in LA Noire, but it is a Rockstar game, and they tend to put mini games in there, at least with like GTA and stuff. I'm trying to think any other murder mysteries or solving stuff. Well, it's not Duck Detective. They didn't have a poker game in there.
that would have got hard though.
Yep. Yeah, trust the gut. LA Noire, please.
It was The Witcher 3 again.
Gwent, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I guess technically, the solves murders part I think is what threw you off the most. Because I think unless you've played that game, you don't realize a lot of the missions are just like solving a murder investigation.
Yeah, that was the first mission where I stopped. Hey, there's a griffin that's been killing people. Let's figure it out. And then I fought him. I was like, oh no, there's so many things to do. Whoops.
Yeah, which is fair. I definitely understand that overwhelming feeling where you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the guess this game based on the 1-star review game. So thank you for that.
Thank you
for playing that.
That was fantastic.
That was fun. Yeah, absolutely. You got however many right out of however I didn't even number the questions. I think I have like 9 of them. So let's say you got 7 right. So that'll be good. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you for that. We'll move on to the next segment of the podcast, which is what is the future game? What are you excited about playing in the future? Either a game that's not out yet or a game in your backlog that you're eyeing up to play next. What is that game for you?
Well, ironically, I was going to bring up Death Stranding, but I had 2 options for today, so I'm going to shout out the other one. Just in general, Death Stranding was like, oh, I've worked through Final Fantasy VII in backlog, so what's another big backlog title? So maybe eventually Death Stranding, but I want to shout out this other one that came out last year, and it's called Discounty. This is developed by Crinkle Cut Games and published by P-Cube. From the Steam description, manage your own discount supermarket. Get caught up in small-town drama, organize and plan your shop's layout, and strike lucrative trade deals as you expand your secretive aunt's business empire. Selling more frozen fries will surely heal this broken community, right? Looks adorable. And I really enjoy, as we talked about with Stardew, I enjoy those simulator games of like store management and the management simulators. And I had seen this one for a while. I really like the key art of this game. But when you go into the gameplay, it's more pixelized, which for me, I enjoy and I'm impressed by. But sometimes I'm like 50-50. For some reason, it turns me off occasionally, and I don't know why. So I was kind of like, that was my hesitation towards this game and why I didn't jump into it right away, even though every other mechanic of a game play, I was like, yeah, that would resonate. Yeah, that would resonate. So I did wait on it, but after seeing some friends' impressions after they played it and said like, yeah, I jumped in this late, but I absolutely loved it and I had a great time with it. I finally bought it and it's part of like, the library now. So I'd like to jump into it at some point and have a different management sim game with apparently some drama that I gotta face in this small town as well. So want to give a shout out to Discounty if anybody's looking for something that's Stardew-esque, but maybe newer with it being launched last year.
Cool. I hope if you end up playing that game that you played on stream, because I would like to watch a little bit of that. Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds pretty intriguing. I'd like to see how that pixel art style comes to life. Yeah. For my future game, I got a game that actually I have played before quite extensively, but it was just delivered to my house this week when I ordered it over a month ago. And that game is a Triangle Strategy on the Switch. The physical editions are out of print, but I did pre-order this game back in the day when I had my Switch originally, and I got little cards when it came out. It was cool. For those of you who don't know, Triangle Strategy is made by Square Enix, and it is a HD 2D game that they made, and it is a strategy turn-based game, kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics or Fire Emblem. I would say it has more in common with Final Fantasy Tactics due to the different elevations and the cubicle nature of the maps and stuff. But I really enjoyed this game when I played it initially. I had some issues with it when I first played it because I didn't realize how story heavy it is. It's actually a very story heavy game. There's going to be long sequences in between the battles, sometimes 30 to 45 minutes of just dialogue in between each battle. Yeah, setting up the story and stuff. But the story was actually pretty good. So now that I know that going into it, maybe I'll enjoy it more this time, being like, okay, I'm going to get some story now, and then I'll get to the next mission when I get to it. Because before I was kind of rushing through, hoping it was like Fire Emblem, where Fire Emblem does give you, don't get me wrong, it does give you support conversations in between the missions and stuff, but you can choose to ignore those or speed them up or just go to the next mission. Whereas in Triangle Strategy, there is no such option. There's no going back to base. It's just the dialogue and stuff. So that's cool. And from what I remember, it is fully voice acted too.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so it's pretty good. So I'm excited for that to get back to my turn-based tactics roots. I think that will be a good one to play. And I'm excited to play, now that I have the Switch too, I'm excited to play it on a television, like a big screen TV. I think that could be cool. I love the HD 2D style. So I would love to see that on a big flat screen TV. I think that could be cool.
For sure. Definitely. Very nice.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, great. That's going to conclude the Relatively Gaming podcast. Thank you guys all for listening, whether it was for 5 seconds or for 5 minutes. We appreciate you. As always, if you have a comment, concern, emotional outburst, anything like that, please leave it in the comments below, and we'll talk about it on a future episode. I did not look up an exotic location for us to be falling into this time, so I will just see you specifically in that one black hole from Interstellar, but not the first black hole around the planet that makes them time dilute, but the second one that Matthew McConaughey falls into that ends up where he's in a library and he puts the book on the shelf. That one. Okay, bye!